Hi everyone, welcome to my first online art tutorial. You will need a piece of paper. Now I'm using watercolour paper today, but you are welcome to use any kind of paper you can find lying around the house. You'll also need a paintbrush. Now if you haven't got a paintbrush, you could always make one. A bit of string, sticky tape, a stick and a leaf works just fine. You'll need a dish for water and some ink. Now, if you haven't got ink at home, and you can use any colour ink for this project, a great alternative is food colouring. You can mix all your primary colours together to get a good dark browny kind of shade. Now I'm going to use black today, and we're going to work on creating form and dimension with basic shapes. This one is on grey paper, and as I said, we're working on white. I'm going to be using white watercolour paper today. So every basic shape, whether you have well, this is more like an egg shape, but whether you have a sphere or a cylinder or a cone, to create dimension, an easy form of dimension, it always has a dark side, a light side, and a shadow. Now the shadow is always on the same side as the dark side. And the best way to employ good dimension is to have your darkest side, the darkest you can possibly get it. Have your mid-grey tones and then have your light tones with a white highlight, so that you're getting much more of a range of tonal value, and it helps you get more depth into your work. We're going to prepare a palette. Now if you haven't got a palette today, you can always use bottle tops. They're a great thing that people have lying around the house, and you can use them to make your different tonal values. Now in here I have my pure black ink, this one here. In here I have pure black ink with a tiny drop of water, and this one is a couple of drops of ink with quite a bit more water, and this one has a lot of water with one drop of black ink. So we're trying to create lots of different tonal grey values. I'll get my scrap piece of paper here, and this is what you want to create. You've got your pure ink here, pure ink with a little bit of water, pure ink with more water, a lot of water, and just a tiny touch of ink. So I go ahead, paint that on for you. Now this will dry lighter as it paints. Wash your brush out, dry it off with a little piece of rag or whatever tissue you have lying around the house. See how the shades blend into each other? Now this is just our test sheet. And this is my very light, the lightest grey tone I have, with the tiny little bit of ink in it. Now I'll go back to my pure black and paint that on. Now on your sheet of paper, I would like you to draw 4 basic shapes. We have a circle. Now they don't have to be perfect. We have a triangle with a rounded bottom. Now to do a rounded bottom, you do a very shallow valley shape. We have a square, which I'm going to show you how to turn that into a cube in a minute. And then we have a cylinder. Now see how this cylinder is drawn very lightly? That's how I would like you to draw in your page. I've done it dark so that you can see it more easily whilst I'm working. But this is the way I'd like you to press. So the way to do that is to get an HB pencil and have a very light touch.